order the June 1st regular meeting of the Sacramento-Yolo Port District Commission and the Board of Directors of the Sacramento-Yolo Port Financing Corporation. The commission did meet in closed session. And so, Port Attorney, anything to report out on closed session?
No, Port Commission met in closed session to discuss with its real property negotiator concerning the property identified on your agenda. No reportable action was taken.
Very good. Okay, thank you, Jeff. And then that takes us to, let's see, so all commissioners are present. I believe McGowan will join us shortly. That takes us to item 1, which is your presentation by the public on matters not on the agenda, but within the jurisdiction of the commission. So moderator, is there anybody on the line?
We have nobody wishing to make public comment at this time.
All
and
right.
We received no written comment either.
Very good. Thank you for that. Rick, did you want to make any introductions of new staff?
Oh, I can do that. Yeah, so thanks for that opportunity. We have she's not so new anymore, but our city clerk is Jennifer Kuzmier, who is clerking tonight's Port Commission meeting. She wants to say hi. Go ahead, Jennifer.
I'm still on mute, still with the mute button. Hi, everybody.
Cool.
And she's been a great addition to city staff, so thanks for clerking tonight.
Very good. Welcome, Jennifer. We figured we'd do the introduction at the beginning of the meeting. Otherwise, at the end, you stand between us and the end of the meeting. You don't want to be there. So introduce you to be.
Good
welcome.
idea.
All right. Very good. Okay, so that takes us to our regular agenda. Item 2 is a consideration of approval of the minutes and consideration of adoption of the resolution 22-2 approving the port budget for fiscal year 2022-2023.
Move approval.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Gabaldon.
Ledesma will second.
Ledesma will second. All right, Madam Clerk, if you'll do a roll call vote on the regular agenda.
Commissioner Gabaldon.
Aye.
Commissioner McGowan. I believe he's joined us through phone, and you can unmute yourself by pressing *9.
I see him still in the attendee list, not the panelist list. I don't know if that matters for unmuting.
I've allowed him to unmute himself, so he should be able to.
Yeah, he's the master at that, so he'll figure that part out. He's done that forever.
I'll come back to him.
Commissioner, we tried to mute him. Go ahead.
Commissioner Ledesma.
Aye.
Vice Chair Sandine.
Aye.
Chair Vigalis.
Aye.
Commissioner McGowan, were you able to unmute yourself? And the motion passes with the majority.
Very good. All right. Thank you for that. All right. So that takes us to item 4A, which is Commissioner reports. Any reports by any members of Port Commission? Seeing none. Port CEO report. Anything to report, Mr. CEO?
No, I'll just say thank you to Rick Toff for another great year of managing the port and preparing the port budget that he adopted tonight. So he's doing a great job.
Very good. Agreed.
Yeah. Thanks, Aaron and Mr. Chair. I appreciate the quick motion and approval of the regular agenda, which included the budget. I was prepared to make some remarks, but just very briefly, it's another strong year. I feel like it's kind of a broken record in a good way. The operating model we have in place is consistently generating the results that you see in the staff report. So thank you for the motion and approval.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a good job, Rick, when you get almost on a consent level move of approval to adopt a budget that you've been working on so hard. And I would concur with the port CEO. Doing a great job of managing the port's affairs, and another great year. And looks like you're busy, at least from the photograph in the background of the port CEO. There are a lot of ships in the channel there, so a lot of good work is happening. So thank you very much for that. All right. Okay,
Mr. Chair, could I just make one comment on the budget item as well, which just to associate myself with your remarks about the quality of the report and also the state of our overall finances at the port. This was unimaginable, 14 years ago. When I joined the Port Commission, there were no West Sacramentans on it other than Commissioner McGowan, holding down the fort for the entire community. And every year we are bankrupt. We got bankrupt 15 minutes ago. We're on the way to go file. How do we rescue ourselves? And this has been the most miraculous turnaround that you could have imagined for an agency like ours. So kudos to staff, but also the commission and all of our partners for this work. I also wanted to highlight, though, that although next year's budget builds off of a strong performance this year in the budget, that's not universal across the whole budget. Just to highlight that the reason why our budget is our finances are strong is largely due to continued success on the real estate revenue side. That the budget that we just adopted for next year anticipates more than a 50% reduction in our revenue from cargo, from vessels, from rail fees, from our revenue share with SSA. So what we've traditionally thought of as our core business actually isn't. I appreciate Rick's comments about we're strong and resilient into the future. That particular component of our business, which is the most visible, I think, is there are definitely some warning signs that we are seeing that they're not a surprise to us this year. These are trends that have been happening for quite some time, and they are based a lot on our competitive position and the ability of our infrastructure to meet the needs of the modern shipping industry and all. We're familiar with all the reasons, but just to note, for our record that area of our revenue it does pose some significant challenges looking into the future. We're not in a crisis. We're not about to go bankrupt. But we are going to have to pay serious attention to the vessel and rail component, the cargo component of the port's budget, as we have been, but pay particular attention to that area in the months and years ahead.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, no. And to tag onto that, actually, I was talking to the port CEO recently about the fact of the matter is that the rice industry, which is kind of the bread and butter, if you will, of the port's cargoes, they're reducing their footprint significantly because of the simple fact that following land where rice otherwise would be grown, it's cheaper to sell your water south of the Delta, right? You can get 3-4 times as much of the very water that you would use to actually have to do the work. So the bread and butter of the port's operations in terms of just the rice cargo alone, the footprint has shrunk in the last couple of years significantly. And so that very component is dependent on Mother Nature in many respects. So anyhow, it's well said. Any other comments? Okay, very good. Then with that, we stand adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yep.
Right.